We are now live. Hey players, welcome to another live stream here on my channel. For those of you that are new here, my name is Josh. Every single week I make videos sharing tips, ideas, and stories, teaching you how to be your best self. And in this live stream, I'm going to be answering your dating questions, but I also have something super awesome I want to share with you guys and walk you through. If you saw the video I posted earlier today, I talked all about the new guides that I put together. These guides are going to be dating and communication guides that are going to help you out with all the different challenges you're facing. You know, a lot of you guys have reached out to me and said, Josh, I watch your videos, or I've caught some of the old ones, I've caught some of the new ones, but I really wish I had a step-by-step guide to kind of walk me through all the pieces of first starting a conversation with your crush, getting over those nerves, all the way to asking them out. Well, I've put it together in the guides. I'm going to walk you guys through them there, but before I get into that, I want to give shout outs to all the early birds here in the stream. So if you're someone that's jumping in and you're a regular watcher, or you're someone that is watching for the very first time, how's it going, guys? Jump into the chat right now, say hi, and I will jump in and give you your due shout out. Let's see who we got in here. Sibel is in here. Good to have you, Sibel. Emma says, that's good. Good to have you too, Emma. Azim the Dream says, it's a beautiful day in this neighborhood. It truly is, Azim. It truly is. Stuart Douglas in the house. Good to have you, Stuart. Sorry about that. The Josh Sings is in here too. Hamish K. Mario is in here. Let's see who else we got. Glada is in here. Rage Master. Good to have all of you guys as well. Guys, I'm super pumped to walk you through these guides and to answer your questions. Super MK Gaming, good to have you as well. I've never been on a live stream. Well, Super MK Gaming, you're going to enjoy this experience. It's fun doing these Q&A live streams. I walk through a lot of different topics, and I want to show you guys in the guides how the things I'm going to answer your guys' questions are featured in there. So if you wanted to kind of have a quick one-stop shop to kind of get answers to those questions, I'm going to walk you through how you could do that. Swift is in here too. Hawks fans, more people are rolling in. Let's see. If you haven't already, hit the thumbs up. Kylie's in here too. Yancey, good to have you. Dr. J, what is up, Dr. J? Happy to have all of you guys in this live stream. Guys, it's going to be a lot of fun. So first, I want to walk you through kind of what the guides are. You know, I want to show you guys what they look like, how to use them, so you can get a better idea as you watch this live stream. See if it's right for you. See if it's something that can help you on your journey. I think it can help a lot of you guys, especially if you're struggling with finding a person that you want to date, you know, trying to figure out how to communicate better, how to just overall be more confident in yourself. Henry, good to have you in here as well. Montith, good to have you as well. Cool. So let's jump in here and well, this is not loading. My little face isn't loading. Hold on. Oh, I want it to load. All right, I'll just close this myself there. Yes, remove side from the circle. All right, cool. I'll just show you guys the guide without my little face popping up for now. So this is kind of what the guide page looks like. When you go to the store, and I linked up the store, it's the pinned comment right there. You guys can kind of look at it. When you head to the store, you'll see the communication bundle. I'm already logged in, so it says I own the communication bundle here, but let me see if I could just change it to viewer so you guys can see. It'll show you guys kind of the price and from the viewer's perspective, what it's set up as. So oh, here we go, store. My mistake. All right, so once you go into the store, guys, what you'll basically see is the 3 different guides are set up here: gaining self-confidence, general communication 101, and how to talk to someone you like. And they're all put together in a bundle. So if you're interested in checking out the guide for yourself, and you know, you think all 3 of these topics are going to be things that could be helpful for you, I would highly, highly recommend getting the bundle. I think that that's going to be the best way to kind of get the full scope of ideas and how to communicate better. It's going to walk you guys through. It's about 3 hours worth of content in there. So if you sit down and watch it all, you know, there's a lot you can learn. But what's really, really cool is that, let's say you're struggling with one specific problem. Let's jump into how to talk to someone you like. I think this is something that a lot of you guys will struggle with. If you jump into the guide, how to talk to someone you like, what you'll see here is the different videos and different setup I have for all the different stages of talking to someone that you like, right? So you can sit and you can watch all the videos in order, get the ideas there, but there's also another option for what you can do. Going into the guide itself, going in and looking at what the guide shows, you have the option to search through for specifically something that you want help with. So let's say I want to talk to someone that I like, and I don't know how to send a text message. I don't know how to text them. I don't know what to text them about. Well, if I were to search that up in the guide, what it'll do is it'll search throughout all the videos for the specific part of those videos that's going to tie to what it is that you're looking for. So when I typed in here, send a text, it tells me don't send tons of messages, utilize tagging features. What it's doing is grabbing different parts of the videos that answer to that specific thing that I searched for. And what's cool is that as you're watching the videos, you can follow along with the transcript to see, you know, where in the video you are, and you can kind of just read through yourself, see what it says, get a better idea of, you know, like what the video in that section is talking about. So if you wanted to text or call a girl you like, this part of the video will show you how. Now, you can also add in closed captioning. There's different captions in there if you want to read along with it as it's playing on screen. Another really cool feature here is this audio track feature where there are different languages that you can play my voice in. So I know some of you guys, most of you guys are English native speakers, but some of you that aren't English native speakers or would prefer to hear my voice in a different language, you can always do that. So let's put the Spanish subtitles. Let's put the Spanish. I hope the sound is going through. Let me know if the sound's going through, guys, on OBS for you. Here, but so if you guys can hear that, hopefully I think I connected the auto correct there, but if you guys can hear that, it'll read it in the Spanish voice. So it'll be what I'm talking about in the videos, just in the Spanish language. And same thing too with closed captioning. So you can modify it to whatever is easiest for you to understand. So looking through the different how-to sections here, like I said, each of the videos is broken down into sections, but if you wanted to find something very, very specific, let's say I'm in a situation where I'm trying to text my crush, I'm trying to talk to them, and I want to know first message to send. I want to know what the first message should be. What should I send them to kind of open up the conversation? Well, it'll pull you to this part in the video, how to deal with one-word answers if you're in a situation where your crush stops responding to you, and it'll kind of break down what you need to know about how to send that first message, how to get the conversation going. So there's other parts of this I want to walk you guys through, but I'm curious to see and to hear, what do you guys think? Do you think that this is something that could be helpful for you? Do you think that these are, interesting things that you might want to look into? I hope it is, guys. I hope these guys will be helpful for you, but I want to also jump in and answer some questions and see what you guys have to say. Okay, cool. The audio is coming through. I know sometimes with OBS, I have things connected correctly, sometimes not, but let's jump into the chat here. I want to hear what you guys have to say. Let's see. Oh, Streamlabs is pulling in a poll. Donna says this site looks sick. Yeah, Donna, I think it's really, really cool. Let me lower the audio just a little bit. Yeah, I think it's really, really awesome, and I think it'll be super, super helpful for you guys as well. Let's see. If you guys have any questions, jump into the chat and ask your questions there, and I'll give you guys my answers. Prince O says it would be helpful for sure. Absolutely, Prince O. That's the goal here. You know, like I tell you guys all the time, I want to help you guys be your best selves, and I think these guides are going to be a good way to do that. Dr. J says freaking spammer. Yeah, I know. Guys, don't worry about the spam. I think, did I make the modification to Nightbot? I'll check. No one type all caps, because Nightbot will be like, all caps bad. So Rage Master says, are you going to give us the link to that? Yeah, Rage Master, it's the pinned comment right there. If you go to the joshspeaks.retrieve.com/store, it'll take you over to the store with a bundle. Donna says, to make some more money, Josh, you should add the deluxe bundle for $20 and make the water ASMR video as an exclusive bonus. That'd be pretty cool, right? Maybe I'll do an ASMR bundle in the future. Prince O says, looks like you put a lot of work. Yeah, Prince O, working with the Retrieve team, they really helped me kind of pull together the best parts of my video content, kind of to sparse it out and set it up in a way that it could be the most helpful for you guys. So I'm definitely excited about it. I'm definitely excited to kind of, for you guys to try it out. Let me know what you think. But let's jump into some questions. If you guys got some dating questions, let's jump in and I'll show you how the guide ties in. I'm not saying, I don't know if I'm saying this correctly. Giada, I apologize if that's not correct. Giada says, hi Josh, I don't know how to approach my crush because I'm shy and all of her friends are there. Plus, I think she already knows I have a crush on her. That's a really, really good question. So let's dive into that. So you don't really know how to approach your crush. You're a bit shy and all her friends are always there. Something I always talk about, guys, is that if your crush's friends are around them, a lot of times people try to really focus on how do I only talk to my crush? How do I approach my crush? You know, like, how do I get the friends out of the picture? The friends could actually be your biggest allies. They could actually be the biggest help in a situation like that, right? If your crush's friends can start to get to know you better, that they can see like, okay, he's an interesting guy. Let's say you walk up to your crush and their friends and you say, hey guys, let me get your opinions on something. And you ask an open-ended question, you know, that's an opportunity for them to be in the conversation with you, for you guys to all talk with each other. And in doing that, in all talking with each other, they can start to say like, all right, he's a pretty cool guy. So when you eventually go and pursue that one main crush you have, the friends are going to stay by your side. They're going to say, yeah, he's a really fun guy to talk to. He's easy. He's cool. He's confident. You know, they're going to support you and have your back. So I think that the way you kind of work past that shyness around the friends is try to figure out how you can get them kind of on your side. Ask yourself that question. Do I have any shared classes with them? Do I have any friends in common? Try to get to know your crush's friends, sometimes almost as much as you want to get to know your crush, because they're going to be the biggest help in getting your crush on board with liking you back. Mike N says, Josh, those 3 guides look great. Are you planning to make any more? Possibly in the future. I guess we're going to see how these 3 guides go, right? If you guys love them and you find them super helpful, I'll develop more in the future. But I think that, you know, right now, these 3 guides really hone in on, I think, exactly what you guys need, which is that step-by-step process on how to go from just being nervous and talking to your crush all the way to asking them out. It's going to teach you those communication steps all the way through. All right, let's jump in and answer some more. Alex Burns says, Josh, your second speaker's not working. Oh, possibly the audio. I'm not sure, Alex. I'll have to look into it. Let's see. Luca Kiami says, hey, Josh, I feel some level of attraction I had for a girl 2 years ago, slowly crawling its way back into my brain. Do you think there's any point in trying to stop them? Interesting question. So if you have a crush on someone, if there's someone you like, you kind of were able to move past them, but now you're starting to think about them again. Well, here's what I would really honestly suggest about that. I think that if when you liked them in the past, things didn't work out, if you felt like, okay, they didn't like me, or I was really awkward or nervous around them. But in these 2 years, things have changed, right? You have grown, you've matured, you feel way more confident in yourself. Let's say those are all the different factors that come into play. You just feel ready and prepared to be able to start a conversation with them. I see no reason why you shouldn't go talk to them, right? You got to understand, you from 2 years ago is a very different you from today. So you want to put that new you on display. You want to show them that you've grown and let them see that you're more confident in yourself now more than ever. Hamish, thank you so much for the £5 super chat. Hamish said, Josh, I'm trying to practice basic guitar chords, but I'm getting stressed out. What's a good way to stay calm? I don't want to give up guitar. Hamish, that's a really good question. So if you're practicing guitar, but you're getting kind of stressed out by it, I think a lot of times when we're pursuing a hobby and we're trying to do something that we really enjoy, but maybe we're not progressing in the way that we want, or we're kind of struggling with it a lot, I honestly think the best thing that you can really try to do is to seek out a mentor. Right? Because when you're kind of on that journey by yourself and it's hard and you have no one to turn to or no one to give you direct advice, it might feel easier to give up. But if you have a mentor, if you have someone that you can turn to and ask questions of, someone that you can kind of bounce ideas off of, someone you can learn from directly, it makes it easier for you to kind of continue to work through that goal. Because when you have those moments of doubt, you can bring it up to them and then they'll say, hey, listen, let's take a step back from the hard training, maybe practice some easier songs, maybe practice some different chords and things like that. So I would recommend, Hamish, maybe look online to see if there's a guitar mentor that you can turn to, or you might even just want to join a community, maybe on Discord or somewhere else where there are people also practicing guitar. Because when you surround yourself with like-minded people that are also working on that same skill, you're going to find it a lot easier for you to kind of keep with it and stick to it, because there are people there that also want to kind of, progress just like you do. But Hamish, thank you so much for the £5 super chat. I really appreciate it, man. All right, let's jump into some more questions. Azim says, friends can be very overprotective, just want to bulldoze past them and talk to the girl. Yeah, I hear you on that, Azim. I think a lot of times what may happen is that we see friends as the obstacle, right? we feel like, you know, okay, if the girl's with her friends, that they may hold me back, or they may stop me from wanting to talk to that girl, or they may make things awkward, or they may feel awkward. But like I said, don't ever look at your crush's friends as an obstacle. You know, I'm gonna pull back up the the guide here for a second, guys. So in that one that I was talking about, how to talk to someone you like. Let's say you wanted to talk to your crush. Let's say you want to talk to your crush in front of their friends, right? What would you do? How would you do that? Well, let's type in friends. Let's see what happens, right? You know, your crush's friends are there, and once you search it up in the guide, boom, there you go. Talk to your crush in front of her friends, right? This is going to pull up the video that you need to watch to help you through that. And if you wanted to jump in and look at the specific time clips, you can see, okay, how do I approach that group of friends? How do I approach my crush and her friends with a question? What can I say to them? You can jump around to the timestamps and see exactly what I talk about in that moment. That's some good advice, Josh. No, honestly, guys, that's basically what I'm talking about here. It's like, you know, the guides are going to help you through that. But I think ultimately, don't look at your crush's friends as an obstacle. It really is an opportunity for you to really show your crush that you also get along with people in her world, right? That's what she wants to see. She wants to know that if she were to date you, that you're someone that's going to get along with the people in her world, that she's going to feel like, okay, you know, like this is a guy that accepts my friends, that we get along together. He understands them, you know, and it's not going to feel awkward and weird. Emma asked, where can I get the guide? I'm going to link up the guide for you right now, Emma. Let's pull up the link, drop it in the chat. So if you go to if you go there, the joshspeaks.retrieve.store, you can click the link right there and it'll take you over to it, Emma. You can purchase the guide right over there. Bonkers can hear you now. Awesome. Okay, so maybe there was something. Can't hear you. I'm not sure. Let's see. Live2Cube says, Josh, I'm hanging out with my crush tomorrow. What should I do to make her want to hang out again? That's a good question. If your crush... you know, if your crush wants to hang out with you, I'm sorry, let me read. Hanging out with your crush tomorrow, what should I do to make her want to hang out again? So if you're hanging out with her tomorrow and you want to kind of make her enjoy that experience, you know, give her a reason to want to hang out with you again in the future. You know, you want to create a tone and a setting that she really says, wow, this is a fun guy. I really get along with him. He's interesting. He's a nice person. You know, I think the way that you kind of create that environment really is to focus your time and attention on really learning more about her, right? Like, the reason why we want to spend time around other people is because we feel comfortable around them. We feel like we can open up to them. We feel like we can laugh and be ourselves and enjoy their presence. So creating that atmosphere for her is going to be the best thing that you do. Question is, how do you create that atmosphere? Well, what I would really recommend is taking time to learn more about her and just try to know all that you can. That might mean learning what her hobbies and her interests are, learning about her favorite movie, learning about her favorite TV shows. If she plays video games, learn about that. Just try to learn about the things that have kind of shaped her life. Because when you ask those questions, and people start to, and you see that she's open to sharing that with you, when you ask those questions, what you'll really notice is that she'll be more open with you. She'll be more vulnerable. She'll be more honest. And that's the kind of the direction that you want to take it in. You want to take it in a direction where she feels like she can just be herself around you. Now, it's not just a matter of constantly asking her questions, right? Because that's going to sound like a job interview or something. What you also really want to do is incorporate your own stories and experiences in there too. So when you ask her a question, as you guys are talking about it, share your own perspectives. If you're talking about your favorite movies, let her know where your favorite movies are too. Getting closer to a person really comes down to them feeling comfortable opening up to you, and then them knowing that you feel comfortable opening up to them. It's that mutual dance of people just being open and honest with each other that allows them to feel like, this is an awesome person. This is a person I want to spend more time with. And I think that if you can, you know, also incorporate moments where you guys can laugh together, you could joke around, maybe tease her, flirt with her, do all these different things that are going to make her feel like you're confident in how you interact with her. I think you're going to have another date set up pretty soon, man. All right, let's see. Let's jump into some more questions here. Carter Gordon says, there's a couple of cute girls I'd like to pursue. They are beautiful, but don't make good choices such as drinking and vaping. Should I still get to know them even though I don't want to date them? That's an interesting question, Carter. You know, I did a video on this a long time ago about getting to know people that, let's say, have bad habits, smoking and drinking and things like that. I think ultimately what we need to recognize is that if we feel like other people's bad habits are going to somehow create situations that make us feel uncomfortable or put us in a predicament where we can get in trouble, then it's probably best to kind of keep our distance. If you feel like people are drinking and vaping, but you still want to get to know them, I would never discredit someone just because they have a bad habit, because they're still a person. They still have thoughts and feelings and experiences, and they still may be worth getting to know. And maybe in developing a friendship with that person, maybe you can kind of introduce better habits to them that's not drinking and vaping and things like that. Maybe it's drawing and art and pursuing music or other hobbies that maybe aren't harmful. So I think you can have a positive influence in a person's life just by kind of creating space where they can kind of see like, okay, this person wants to get to know me better. But if you feel like it's at a point where it crosses boundaries for you, where you feel uncomfortable, where you feel like those behaviors are bleeding into kind of your interactions with them, maybe you feel like them drinking a lot is creating scenarios that may be dangerous or violent, or in some way, it might make more sense to keep your distance. But if you do want to get to know them because you're interested in them as people, I don't think that should hold you back. But that's a really, really good question there. Hamish K says, I really need to check the dating sites I'm on. I've been really inactive. Yeah, I hear you on that, Hamish. I think that, when you're dating, when you're trying to pursue someone, right, on a dating site, I think ultimately, what you need to do is you need to kind of be consistent with it. A lot of times people go on dating sites, they set up a profile, they do all the tedious work of putting up their pictures and profile and all, like your about me, your likes and hobbies and dislike, you fill it all out, but then they're not active on it, right? People do this all the time. They set up a profile, they maybe message one or two people, and then they just kind of just forget about it. But if dating is something that you actively want to pursue, if it's an area of your life that you really want to work on, it does take time. You need to kind of be active on those sites. Think about it like going to the gym in some kind of way, right? Like when you're going to the gym, you need to kind of work out regularly in order to maintain your muscles. But if you stop working out for a while, you're going to kind of lose those muscles. So I think that, when you are in a position where you are really, really trying to find a partner to date, it's important to stick with it. So I think, Hamish, that's kind of where you need to kind of be. You need to kind of stick with your commitment to finding, someone that you want to date, right? I know that that's something that you're looking for. And I think part of it is just being active, setting a goal for yourself. Message one person a day, message 3 people a day, message 5 people a week. Whatever the goal is, try your best to stick to it. All right, let's jump in and answer some more questions here. Mario says, hey Josh, there's this girl in my ski. She kept making eye contact a lot. 2 to 3 times a minute. So I decided to talk to her. The first 2 messages she responded, then she suddenly stopped responding and seeing my messages. Okay, all right. The next day I knew she was talking to another guy for like 1 month, but she was still making those eye contacts, and that annoyed me. This is an interesting one. Yeah, eye contact is a tricky thing because sometimes when we feel like people are looking at us, it's an immediate sign that they like us, right? Like, why are they looking at us? Do they like me? Do they not like me? Do they want to get to know me? And we spend a lot of time really trying to decipher and decode those subtle behaviors. And I think that we're not then spending enough time trying to create behaviors, create moments where we give them a reason to like us. So I think that if you're struggling to figure out, does she like you based on the eye contact? The next step should be, well, I don't really know. So in order for me to find out, I need to talk to her more. I need to interact with her. I need to get to know her better. I need to ask her out. Those are going to be the surefire signs that's going to help you really understand whether or not she likes you. So let me pull up the guide over here for you guys here. How do you make eye contact? How do you make eye contact a thing where, how do you make eye contact a thing where you can demonstrate it and carry it out in a way that actually makes that person feel like, okay, they want to get to know me better. It's more than just look at them and stare at them. You need to kind of do it right, because if you make eye contact in kind of the wrong way, it can kind of come off kind of creepy. So let me walk you guys through how maybe you can make eye contact in a not so creepy way. So let's search up in the guide here. This is the how to talk to someone you like one again. Make eye contact. I typed in eye contact, and here it's going to pull up making eye contact and smiling. This is something I talk about a lot, guys. When you're trying to make that first move on your crush, making eye contact and smiling is going to be a key piece. Now, I've said it in the past, if you're just staring at your crush, if you're just looking at them, they're going to be a bit weirded out. So you don't want to just make eye contact. There's a little bit more to it. Here, let me show you guys what I mean. So it's not just a matter of look at your crush, because I'm making eye contact, but it's weird, right? I think that there's more pieces to it. So the next piece you want to incorporate is a smile, right? So if you're going to make eye contact with someone, smile. That smile is going to be friendlier than just a blank stare. Now, if you're just smiling and just making eye contact and you're doing it for too long, that can be creepy too. Observe. That was an awkward 3 seconds, right? Well, am I right? So the other piece you want to add in there as well is saying hello, saying hi, saying some kind of introduction. So if you spot your crush and you make eye contact with them, that's all the more reason for you to walk up to them, smile, make eye contact, and say hi. Walk up and say, hey, how's it going? How you doing today? Because that now is going to take that eye contact and turn it into an actionable thing. Like I said, don't sit there and try to read signals all day. Instead, give them a reason to want to talk to you. So do those 3 things. Make eye contact, smile, and say hello. That's really going to kind of take you a step forward in figuring out where you stand with her. So that's what I would recommend, Mario. Let's see. The Josh Singh says dating sites aren't too safe in my opinion. Yeah, Josh Sings. I know that you're a bit younger, so definitely I would not recommend you go on a dating site, right? I think that if people are going to go on dating sites, you should probably be 18 or older. I think that's the best scenario. And then even then, you should ask yourself, right? Before you get on a dating site, ask yourself, what am I looking for? Am I looking for a person to casually like hook up with? Am I looking for someone to date? Am I looking for a long-term relationship? Am I looking for marriage? Ask yourself that deeper question of what you are looking for, because that's going to help inform how you approach dating sites and what you do on them. Take a quick water break here, guys. Bonker says, sometimes streamers have a setting where sound comes on. Yeah, I have a fireball sound. Do you guys hear the fireball when it comes on? Whenever I get a super chat? Let's see. Rage Master says, sometimes I don't trust dating sites simply because the picture profile isn't real. I think dating sites like Tinder, Bumble, and more is just like social media. It's a highlight reel. Yeah, I could see that. I definitely think that with dating sites, Rage Master, you have a point. People are trying to portray a version of themselves that they think is going to be very likable, that they think is going to be very attractive, that they think other people are going to really, really want to date, right? Like that's the whole point of it, right? So you may not always be seeing the total accurate and honest and true version of that person. And maybe you see a little bit more of that when you meet up with them in person and you see them there. So that's something I think that you should really take into account. Now, that's not to say that people on dating sites are fake or not real, right? There's a lot of genuine and good people on dating sites that are just trying to find a partner. So I think really what it really comes down to is, you know, like you guys kind of said, be cautious, be understanding that the curated profile may not be the real person, but be open, right? Be open to learning who that person is. And, you know, if you feel there's a connection there, give them some time to kind of show that. Let's jump in and answer some more here. Let's see. How on Xbox. I know I'm butchering all these names, guys. I apologize. How on Xbox says, what do you do if the person you like says you're just a friend but acts like they like you? Interesting question. So they say you're just a friend, but they're acting like they like you. That's a good question. I think that you have to really dive in and ask yourself, what are the signs? What are the signs that they may like you, right? what are the signs that they like you? And you got to also think, you got to think, are they displaying signs, or am I just kind of thinking it through on my own? Do I feel like these are signs that they like me? Am I misinterpreting things? If you're in a position where you don't know, right? You think they are. Maybe they put their head on your shoulder. Maybe they smile at you a lot. Maybe they talk to you a lot or make flirty comments. Hamish says, Josh, I can only hear audio in my left ear. Hamish, thank you for the super chat. I appreciate it, but I'm wondering if the reason is because... So I have the new mic set up. Maybe I have to adjust something in the settings. Yeah, it's definitely got to be something in the settings. Maybe the audio is only coming through a mono channel on one thing. So I'll play around with it after, Hamish. Thank you for bringing that up. I apologize for the audio issues, but because I just switched my new mic, so I got to make sure it's playing on both the left and right channels. But good catch there, man. Azina Dream says, I'm trying to trim myself to stop doing cold approaches, which is ironic because I think there's better ways to meet people, like mutual friends or social gatherings. Any tips? Yeah, that's a good question. I think that I was talking with a Patreon member the other day about that. How do you meet people? What are good places to meet people, right? How do you kind of find people, out in the real world, right? So we kind of covered a few of them, and I'll walk you guys through what some of those are. If you want to meet people, you got to think of where are the social places that you can actively be in, right? So one of them might be if you find, Dark Tar, I have to look into it. I'm sure I have to change some setting in OBS or something like that, but one setting is going to some kind of meetup, right? Or a group activity, right? So maybe you look online for different events that are happening and you can go to that event. Maybe there is a carnival going on, or a festival, or a concert, or a block party, or something that's a social, active environment outside that you can meet new people. That's a way you can insert yourself into things. Look for active things happening in your town or in your neighborhood. Another one is meeting through mutual friends, right? Like, a lot of people meet through mutual friends. Let's say you have a friend from college, you have a friend from work, you have a friend. They have their own group of friends. They have their own network of people. Well, if that mutual, the person in the middle, the mutual friend, invites you and a bunch of their other friends, you are now expanding your world. You're meeting new people. So networking through friends is a good way to do that. And one easy way to kind of meet your friends is to set up an event. Say hey to your buddies, say, hey dude, let's get a bunch of people together and go bowling. Bring a few of your friends. That's how you incorporate new people. So friends of friends, a meetup or a group of some activity. Another one is through your family, right? So like your family, your parents, your siblings, they may know people who have single daughters or single sons. They may have friends from work. They may have friends from the neighborhood. Your relatives may know people that they can kind of network and bring you in. So, don't ever shoot down a recommendation from your mother's, coworker or something like that. That's another opportunity, another way to meet people. Another one is through school or work, right? So those are two given places that you can always kind of meet someone new. If you go to school, there's lots of people around you that you can get to know. If you work somewhere, not only can you potentially get to know one of your coworkers better, but your coworkers, like I said before, also have their own network of people. So you can organize a happy hour or just something after work one day and tell your coworkers to invite their friends. So now you've expanded your circle. Those are a lot of different ways that you can kind of meet people in the real world that doesn't resort to dating online or cold approaches. Let's jump back in here and answer some more. I apologize for the audio on one side, guys. I will look into the OBS settings after the live stream. I didn't know that it was happening that way, but I'll play around with it, and I guess I'll have to see. All right, let's get into some more questions here. Winter asked a good question. Josh, the person I like doesn't like me back. I don't want to be rude and just stop talking to them, but we are good friends. What should I do? That's a good one. When you like someone, it can be really, really hard to go into a place where you're just friends with them, right? So if you feel like if you feel like the struggle really is, how can I maintain a friendship knowing I have these deep feelings for them? You have to ask yourself that honest question. Do you think you can actually just be friends with them? I'm of the big belief that if you have those feelings and you're planning on hiding them or pretending or acting like you don't have them just so you can maintain a friendship, it isn't worth it, right? So you need to be honest with yourself ultimately and say to yourself, if I'm around them, if when I'm talking to them, if I'm thinking about them all the time and it makes me feel sad, it makes me feel angry, it makes me feel lonely or jealous that I can't be with them, I'm not going to pretend like we're just friends. I'm not going to pretend like, oh yeah, I just see you as a friend and that's it, because that's not how I feel. I'll share with you guys here in the guide, you can let's search up friends, right? This idea of being just friends. And here I pulled it up. So when you search up just being friends, it takes you to this right here, this point. Don't agree to be just friends. Now, in this video, I make it very, very clear why you shouldn't just settle for a friendship, why you shouldn't just say you're cool with being friends, right? A lot of times we do it just because we don't want to lose that person from our life. But I think ultimately you have to ask yourself, if I can't maintain it, I need to let them know. And I may need to say, hey, listen, I have these feelings for you, but I don't think that I can kind of maintain the friendship the way that we had it before. So I think I'm just going to have to kind of take a step back and maybe do my own thing for a while. So that's something I think that you need to kind of be open about if you feel like you can't maintain that friendship. If you feel like it's difficult for you and it's not going to be easy. So that's where I would honestly say you need to kind of focus your attention on there. Like if you can't maintain just that friendship, then it's okay to kind of take a step back from them. And for anyone that hasn't already, if you're just popping in, I'll share the link to the guides here that I've been kind of promoting this whole live stream here. And basically, I put together these 3 guides that's available in a bundle. Now, I should have mentioned, I didn't mention, guys, I'm doing an exclusive offer. For the first 100 people that sign up, you guys will get invited to a very, very exclusive and private YouTube live stream where I will sit and I will answer your questions directly. I'll get through every single question that gets asked on that YouTube live stream. It's going to be a super private one, only for people who purchase the guides, only for people who purchase the bundle even. So I would recommend purchasing the bundle. The bundle is all 3 guides in one, so I would totally recommend getting it. I think that's the best offer that's available, so go for it, guys. But let's jump into some more questions. JJ Play says, hey Josh, how do you overcome your fear from talking to your crush? It's very hard for me and I get emotional. Yeah, JJ, I get where you're coming from. Like talking to your crush, it's like there's something about it. There's something about the idea of approaching someone that you like and putting yourself out there and taking a chance that is scary, right? Like this isn't an easy thing to do all the time. It isn't easy to kind of just walk up to someone you like and tell them you like them, or even just starting a conversation. These aren't easy things to do. So how can you kind of approach that situation? Like you said, you get very emotional. I like know exactly where you're coming from on that, because I was in that place too, right? Back when I was in high school and I had crushes, man, I was terrified to talk to them. And I wish that someone had told me, hey Josh, or hey JJ, you don't have to make this huge leap and confess your feelings to them. You don't have to do that. Everything is small steps. You can take small steps towards getting closer to your crush. Now, how do you do that? How do you take those small steps? Well, one thing you can really focus on doing is just getting comfortable with saying hi to them, right? A simple hello, a simple how's it going, a simple what's up, anything that will allow you to kind of just initially start some type of communication with them, right? It doesn't have to be a full-on conversation. It doesn't have to be, a long-winded romantic or flirtatious experience. It just needs to be enough for them to kind of want to talk back to you, want to interact with you again. LG Summit, thank you so much for becoming a supporter of the channel. LG, I really, really appreciate it. And LG, your name will soon be featured on my next video in the credits there. So look out for that, man. Thank you for joining, being a member of the channel. But JJ, like I said, those small steps, man, focus on just saying hi to your crush, just getting to know them better, just learning a little bit about them. Now, if you're scared to even do that, maybe it makes more sense for you to do that in an environment where you're comfortable. Maybe when you're with a friend, a close friend, you both can kind of be around your crush, and maybe you can turn to your crush and talk to them, and then your friend can also interject. Having a wingman sometimes like that, a friend a friend that's also by your side can also make you feel a little bit more at ease, because you know you're not alone in the experience. But JJ, you know, there are lots and lots of small steps you can take. I talk about it in the guide as well, like that, conquering that fear, getting over that fear. It's definitely in that guide, all about how to tell someone you like them. But also in building the confidence, right? I have that confidence guide as well that I think will help you start to be more confident. Because what is nervousness, right? Nervousness is a fear that the person you're interacting with or the people you're talking to are not going to accept you or not like you, or that you maybe are in a way good enough for them, right? It's this internalized idea that we carry. So in order to kind of break that idea, to get past it, really we have to kind of start to practice. We need to start to look deep within and ask, what value do I bring? What do I have to share? Who am I? What do I like to do? You know, what do I like to talk about? Know yourself better, because when you know yourself better, it becomes easier to present that to the world. LJ Music says, I appreciate what you do for all the people. Thank you, LJ Music. I'm really grateful to hear that, man. I'm happy that it could be helpful in some way. I know that a lot of you guys, you know, it's tough, right? Like, the whole purpose behind my channel is to help you guys navigate these confusing and tricky and difficult years of your life. You know, that adolescent growth stage, right? It's middle school, it's high school, it's college, it's figuring out what you want to do after college. These are tough years, and there's a lot of pressure on you to have it all figured out, right? Well, I want to help you guys kind of take a little bit of that pressure off and know that you're not alone. There's a community of people even here in the YouTube live stream right now that are going through it too. You know, that we're all trying to just figure things out as we go along. All right, let's jump in and answer some more here. Jalen says, hi, Josh. The girl I went to eat with, she was 18. At the time, I was 14. I realized I couldn't date her, but we are still friends. That's awesome, Jalen. Yeah, it sounds like, you know, like, sounds like you felt pretty comfortable around her if you guys were all able to eat around each other. I know sometimes when you're 14, it's normal to have a crush on someone that's older than you like that. But, you know, it's okay to have crushes. Crushes are fine, guys. And, you know, if you guys are still friends, that's pretty cool too. Let's jump in some more. Alex Burns is singing some Backstreet Boys. I'll never break your heart. I'll never make you cry. I'd rather die than live without you by my side. I give you all the me. Oh man, I got the lyrics wrong. Honey, that's no lie. Alex Burns, if I bring you on the Instagram after party, I want you to sing with me, man. All right, let's see. Get those questions rolling, guys. Let's see what you guys got. What's on your mind? What do you want to know? How can I help you? Hit the thumbs up if you haven't already. Like I said in the beginning, if you have a burning question, something that's on your mind, and you just want to get my attention, use the super chat function. That'll put it front and center, and I'll stop what I'm talking about and answer your question, guys. And like I said, I also have my guide, so I'm going to make a little credit screen here for the guide as well. Rage Mash is singing along too now. Cool. Okay. GT Rev says, hey Josh, I recently started being a part of a video call all about emotions, and there's a cute girl, but how do I reach out to her? That's a good question. How do you reach out to a cute girl that you like? How do you start a conversation there? If you guys are in a group video call all about emotions, well, there's two pieces there, GT Revs. One part is you want to definitely be open, right? You want to kind of showcase that you are, you know, someone that's open, someone that's honest about their feelings, someone that can talk about what they like and who they are. You definitely want to put that out there. And then a big part too is learn more about her, right? Like I said earlier in the stream, it's like the best way to connect with someone truly is to give them the space to be their authentic self, and to also present your authentic self in a way that they can feel like the two of you can be honest and open with each other. That's really what you want to aim for. So how do you reach out to her? If you guys are on that video call, well, if you are talking on that video call and you, let's say, ask her a question of some sort and she answers it, you might want to kind of, use that as an opportunity to segue into getting closer to her, right? So let's say you ask a question and she gives you an answer and you're like, that's pretty cool. You know, you're a pretty awesome person. We should definitely talk more. What's your Instagram? So now you can take it from the video call over to like a private Instagram conversation. So definitely let them know that you think they're cool, you think they're fun and interesting to talk to, and then ask for a more personal way to contact them. What's your Snapchat? What's your number? What's your Instagram? That's how I think you can lead into it. Azim says, what's your favorite Backstreet Boys song? Mine is the one that made you miss you from the first day of college. I want it that way. Yeah, that's a good song. Mine's probably Everybody, Backstreet's Back. Because I remember the music video for that was like fire, man. Like pure fire. Like it was like a Halloween theme and they were dancing. And it's like 2 minutes of build up before the song begins. But when it hits, whew, man, me and every other fifth grader that year, we were like, yo, this is fire, man. Fire. No cap. No cap. All right, cool. Let's get into some more questions here, guys. LJ Music says, how can I deal with mistrust of women so I can be more open and willing to flirt and possibly date again? LJ, I hear where you're coming from on that. When you're hurt or when you experience some kind of backlash or rejection or some type of treatment from, let's say, a woman that you're pursuing that makes you feel disregarded or neglected or just not good, right? She just makes you feel not good. And let's say that happens consistently over and over and over. Every time you pursue a girl, you get shut down. Every time you talk to a girl, she doesn't like you. There's two things you need to focus on there. One is you need to recognize that another person's opinion of you does not determine your worth, right? People make opinions of us all the time. You guys are making opinions of me. I make opinions of you in our conversations. We make opinions of each other all the time, but we only do it with a limited scope of what we actually know. So if a girl is rejecting you, it's possible that she just might not be interested. And if that's the case, all right, that's it. That's a simple one, case shut and closed. But it's also possible that she just may not know enough about you and she may be rejecting you because you guys haven't spent enough time getting to know each other, right? So maybe you asked her out too soon. Maybe you flirted a little too early in the beginning. Maybe you didn't take enough time to really connect with her and open up to her and let her see that you're a genuine good person. Maybe you didn't do that in the beginning, and that might have led to the rejection. The way that you kind of come back from dealing with skepticism and hurt and a fear of people kind of mistreating you is to speak to people in your life that are in good relationships. This is really, I think, a key. And this kind of comes from the book Stumbling Upon Happiness by Daniel Gilbert. You know what? I'll jump into that in a second. I want to say thank you, LG Summit, for the Super Chat donation, man. I really appreciate it. Thank you for being a channel member and for the Super Chat, man. I appreciate it. I hope my content can be helpful and inspirational and just help you work towards being your best self, man. I truly, truly appreciate it. But going back to that point, guys, and I'm actually planning on doing a video on this in the future. If you feel like all you know is hurt and bad relationships, seek out people that are in good relationships and talk to them. See what's good about their relationships. Learn. Because a lot of times it's like we spend a lot of time observing people who are hurt and who are struggling, but we don't ever stop and question the people who, hey, you look like you're happy with your partner. What do you guys talk about? How do you guys get along? What makes your relationship work? And I guarantee what you'll find out, it's not what you thought it was, right? A lot of times we think, well, you need to be like super hot and attractive, and that's going to keep that person interested in you. But then when you talk to someone who's in a happy relationship and they may just say, you know what, this person makes the bed every time we get up in the morning and it makes me feel good and cared about. You know, it could be the smallest things that make a relationship worthwhile and make people happy with each other. So I think the best thing you can do is, I would say, make it your mission to seek out people that you know that are in healthy relationships or happy relationships and learn from them. Just really dive in, pick their brains, understand as much as you can as to what makes their relationship work. So I'm going to talk more about that in the video when I put it together, but I think that'll be helpful for you. Have you ever heard of NSYNC? Have I ever heard of NSYNC, man? I grew up when NSYNC and Backstreet Boys were feuding, and in school, I think it was elementary school, I don't even know if it was junior high school, I think it might have been junior high school, into junior high school, where you had to pick a side. You had to, right? You were either NSYNC or Backstreet Boys. I chose Backstreet Boys. A lot of my friends chose NSYNC. I haven't talked to them since that day. No. Like there was always this competition there. The same way there was competition, Britney Spears and Christina Aguilera. And there's always that competition there. Hey, NJ fan, no need to spam. Post them once and I'll try to catch it if I see it, man. Take another sip of water. All right. Ahmed Sham says, bro, today I just fight it with my crush because she was the one who was always following me and giving me signals but acting toxic. Interesting, Ahmed. Can you elaborate a little bit more on that? What were some of the signals that you felt that she was giving you but acting toxic? Like, what did she do that was toxic? And it sounds like there was a bit of miscommunication there that may have been confusing. Maybe it was hard to decipher whether she liked you or not, or what she was saying to you. This can be tricky sometimes, right? Really understanding how people are talking or what they may mean, what they say, when they say what they say. Learning how to communicate better with people, I think, is an important skill to develop. And I think the way that you go about learning how to communicate better with people is taking time to not form judgment calls on what you think they mean, but really taking time to understand where they're coming from, understand how they're talking to you, understand what matters to them. So let me pull it up here because I think it'll be helpful. In this guide here, so like I mentioned, I have the 3 guides, guys. I have my 3 different guides that are available in the bundle right now. You should definitely check it out. In this General Communication 101 guide, looking through the videos here, there's a whole video on communication with women. Now, how do you better communicate with women? Well, this video is going to break it down for you. How to be a great listener, how to help change her mood, not her mind. Focus on connecting with a person's emotions, right? Focus on letting them see that you are giving them space to kind of share what they feel. And don't antagonize her. This is an interesting point too, guys. You should definitely watch it. Watch the video here as part of this guide. I think this video is going to be the most helpful in that. But, if you feel like your crush is being toxic, but they're sub-communicating feelings of interest, I get it, man. It can be confusing as hell. Look, trying to take a friendship to a relationship is tricky. It's not the easiest thing in the world to do. So I think that you have to kind of work on that deeper skill. Work on that deeper skill of asking yourself this one question when you don't have the answers you want. Is there a way for me to learn more about this situation by openly talking to the person about it? That's the question you need to honestly ask yourself. Because instead of, they said this, but what do they mean? Why did they do that? How come, instead of formulating our own opinions, trying to decipher it, just simply ask them, say, hey, I wasn't really quite sure what you meant when you said this. What did you mean by that? That's going to honestly help them give more clarification and kind of be more open about what happened. Let's jump into some more here. All right, I'm gonna answer a few more questions, and then I'm gonna kind of show you guys again what the guides look like. Like I said, I highly recommend check out the step-by-step dating guides that I have, guys. I think it's going to be super helpful for you. It's the pinned comment, so you can click on the link there, and I just posted the link there in the chat. LG says, when is the best time to ask you some questions, Josh? LG, yeah, that's a really, really good point. There are a lot of different ways to ask me questions, right? One of them is ultimately to become a Patreon member. So if you wanted to work on confidence coaching with me one-on-one, right? If you wanted to kind of meet with me every single month, to just talk about something going on in your life, or to just kind of come up with a game plan on how you can approach different situations. There's a bunch of people in here. Hamish is a champion level member, so we meet every single month. Anyone you see with the little badge, the little sunglasses and the stars badge next to their name is a channel member. For champion members and up, I meet with them every single month. So LG, if you wanted to kind of say, hey Josh, I just want 30 minutes of your time every month to sit down, to talk through issues, to figure things out, you can do that. Just join me over on Patreon, patreon.com/thejoshspeaks. Another option is through these guides. If you guys, let's say, purchase one of the guides and you wanted to get a quick response from me, let's say you read through it, but you still had a deeper question, you can always ask a question through the guide. All right, when you ask a question through the guide, I'll just show you guys here. When you ask a question through the guide, if you click over here on one-on-one advice, what you'll see is from here, you can ask me a question, start new one-on-one advice. You get one free message, so you can just type out what you want, and I will respond with a video message back to you answering your question. That first message is free and open, so if you have a question, you just want to get follow-up advice after you've purchased that guide, I'll jump in and give you a detailed video answer. Now, if you have more questions and you want more video responses, there'll be small payments for that, but this is another easy way to communicate with me, especially after you purchase the guide. So there are lots of different ways to talk to me, lots of different ways to get in contact with me, and I try my best to answer questions here. I try my best to answer questions over on Instagram and any other platforms that I'm on. So that's probably one of the best ways to get to me. All right, let's get to some more here. Let's see. Mad World says, how do I trust guys again? I have major trust issues now because all the guys I've met in the past have used me. Yeah, I hear you on that, Mad World. Perhaps this is a subject I should revisit in another video that I do. LG, I'm going to post the link to the guide here for you to check out. In fact, I'm going to pin this comment. But yeah, I think, Mad World, I want to revisit this idea of trust because I've done a few videos on trust. And when someone's broken your trust, or you feel like people have broken your trust, what's your opinion of Sandman? Oh, I'll tell you my opinion of Sandman, man. I love Sandman. But when you feel like people have broken your trust, I said trust there, trust. It's hard to rebuild that because you're always going to look at the next person as, what if they're like the past person? What if they do the exact same thing? What if they hurt me like that person did? So how do you rebuild trust? Well, building trust is a matter of taking small steps to get there, right? To get back to where you were before that trust was broken. So if you feel like, let's say, guys always burn you, guys always hurt you, right? Maybe one way to start to rebuild that trust is to surround yourself with guys that you feel are good quality people. If you have friends that are like that, if you have family members that are like that, really try to vet the people that you're around to know that, hey, these are good quality people and I can learn from them. I could be around them. I can, men going their own way, Sandman. I don't know what you're talking about that in Gaming Week, Kev. Like the more time you could spend around guys that you feel are good, upstanding guys, the easier it's going to be for you to realize, well, they do exist. And that's kind of the first step in that trust, right? It's like when the trust is broken, you start to feel like there's no such thing as good. All guys are bad. All guys are evil. All guys are going to hurt me. But when you start to spend time around good quality guys that are caring and nurturing and loving, you start to realize, okay, good quality guys exist. Now, once you get there, once you recognize, hey, these type of people exist, it's a matter of doing small reach outs. Maybe that isn't for the sake of dating. Maybe that isn't for the sake of hooking up. Maybe it's just for the sake of developing friendships. Try to focus on getting closer to guys and letting them know, hey, I'm just trying to develop friendships and expand my network. And if that person ends up being a jerk, cut them out. But start to branch out into friendships first. And when you start to develop your own now group of friends where it's like, okay, I can talk to I can talk to guys, I can interact with them. I can start to incorporate guys in my life because I see that they're caring guys. Then maybe start to say, let me try to give a guy a chance and date him, or give a guy a chance and spend time with him one-on-one and flirt with him and stuff. Start to rebuild it in those small steps. I think that's how you kind of build trust back to where it was. So you asked my opinion on MGTOW Sandman. I don't know who MGTOW Sandman is. I thought you were talking about Sandman the comic by Neil Gaiman, and that they're doing the Netflix show of. So I'm super pumped for that. I love the Sandman comic. I don't know who MGTOW Sandman is. I'm going to have to look him up. I'll look him up. Let's answer 2 more questions, and then I'm heading on over to Instagram for the Instagram after party, guys. All right, let's see. The Batman says, should I get a mutual friend to ask her out for me? That's a good question, Batman. Should you get a mutual friend to ask her out for you? My initial answer is no. And here's why. If your friend is the one doing the asking out for you, your crush is going to somehow think, what, is he not confident enough to ask me out himself? And that's not the position you want to be in. Now, how can your mutual friend help you without hurting you, right? If your mutual friend asks them out for you, it might hurt you. How can your mutual friend help you? Well, your mutual friend is the bridge between you and the person that you like. So your mutual friend has the power to set something up where the two of you can come together. Maybe that's hanging out after school, going to the park, being part of a group chat, something where your mutual friend can say, hey, person A, person B, be near each other. And then they can kind of just stay in the background a little bit. So that's what I would really recommend in terms of kind of having your mutual friend step in. Don't have your mutual friend say, hey, my friend likes you. You want to date him? Because your crush is going to be like, oh, why didn't he ask me himself? Is he not confident? And that's going to get, you're already starting on a bad note. What you want is your mutual friend to talk you up and to be like, you got to meet my friend. He's so cool. He's really funny. You're going to love him. Like, have your mutual friend say that and then introduce the two of you, and then you take it from there. That's the direction I would go. Who's telling who to shut up? Why are people saying to shut up? LG says, what's the best way to text me? If you wanted to text me, I also have a texting number. I'll just pull it up for you guys here. No, not my scenes. No, wrong one. Sorry, I got all these buttons on my Stream Deck. Promos, that's the one I gotta press. If you wanted to shoot me a quick text, this is my texting number, so you can always text me at 1-718-400-7129. That'd be a great way to communicate with me. Another quick thing I want to shout out to guys is, if you're not already a member of our community, you definitely need to join, right? Our community is just an awesome, awesome place. I'm getting there, Rage Master. I got it. Don't worry. I got it. Guys, our Discord is just an awesome place to be. We just have a really fun, loving community in there. People that are just having a good time. You guys kill it with memes. I gotta say, you guys are on point. And I feel like Dono's a trendsetter. I always see Dono do something cool with his name. Like, I saw you put his name backwards, and then I saw everyone doing it. I'm like, Dono, you are the trendsetter, in my opinion. But yeah, guys, if you're looking for a place to make friends, to talk about what's going on in your life, to give advice, as well as get advice from people who are dealing with things just like you are, right? You guys can just share and talk about what's going on in your life. Join our Discord. Go to thejoshspeaks.com/Discord. I think it'll be a great way for you to make friends and meet new people. And like I said, guys, the guides that I have are available right now as a bundle offer. And the first 100 people that get that bundle offer will be invited to an exclusive live stream where I'll answer every single one of your questions. I will get through everything. I'll give you time and everything you need to get there. So purchase the bundle, guys. I think it'll be super, super helpful for you. You know, I think that, let me pull it up here. When you purchase the bundle, what do you get? Well, let's go back and show you what you get. For anyone that's joining in or catching the end of it, I've put together 3 guides. They're step-by-step guides on how to help you just improve your life, how to gain self-confidence, how to get better at communication, and how to talk to someone that you like. If you head to the store, I shared a link there. It's the pinned comment there, the joshspeaks.retrieve.com/store. The URL is there. You'll be brought over to this page, and you can purchase the individual guides if you want. And you can also purchase the communication bundle, which is all 3 guides in one. When you purchase this bundle, what's really, really awesome about it is that not only is it easy to search through the guides to find, what it is that you may need help with, it also has so many cool options for you to kind of jump around to specific points that I mentioned in the video. So here's one video that I did that's part of the guide called Overcoming Self-Doubt, right? I talk about dealing with self-doubt. I talk about overcoming it. You can jump around into the guide and pick and, you know, find something that you're looking for, right? But let's say the thing that you're struggling with is overall just, not feeling confident. This is something you really want to work on. Feeling confident, not confidence, feeling confident. Well, if you search through the guide, it'll find those specific points in the videos that are going to help you achieve the exact goal you want. It'll pull you over to the video here. Look, it shows you when I search building confidence, finding confidence, it takes you to exactly what you need. Be more confident around your crush instantly. If you compare yourself to others, the tool here, Retrieve, automatically searches through all the videos and finds exactly what you need help with. You can search through the transcript to see, what I'm talking about as I'm talking about it. You could change the audio track if you want to hear the Josh Speaks in a ton of different languages. There's closed captionings if you want to read along with what I'm saying. And if you have questions, let's say you're watching this video and you're like, okay, this is helpful, but Josh, I still need a little bit more help. You can jump in, click the one-on-one advice over here, and you can ask me a question. If you click start a new one-on-one advice, boom, you can jump in and ask your question. I'm nervous around my crush, right? You can ask it. Ask that. Oh, sorry. Oh, I can't do it because I'm the author. I have to log in as viewer. But you can ask that question. You can submit a video file. You can voice record yourself, send a picture. Let's say you want to send a picture of a conversation and say, hey, did I screw this up? Did I do this well? And what I'll do is I will send you a video response answer responding to your question. That's what's so cool about these guides, guys, that it's a really good way for me to kind of just be direct and answer you. And, you know, after you're taking that step-by-step approach, it's really going to help you figure out what you need to do to gain self-confidence, what you need to do to improve your communication, and what you need to do to talk to the person that you like. So the link to that, guys, like I said, it's the pinned comment. It's also in the top of the description as well. So you can check that out. I think it'll be super, super helpful for you guys. Let's jump back into the chat here. Oh, Azim, I'm so sorry. I didn't see that super chat. Let's pull that super chat up. Oh, I might have missed that. I apologize, Azim. Azim said, I feel like 50% of me wants to see my old crush to make up, and the other 50% of me doesn't want to see her at all and meet new people. What to do? That's a really, really good question. It sounds like you're a bit torn between still maintaining your crush, still trying to pursue them, still trying to make things work, or at least having the idea that that's what you want to pursue, and then finding new people. Well, Azim, I think ultimately in that situation, you need to ask yourself, what are your honest options right now? Right now is what matters most. Do you have access to talk to your old crush? Do you have a way to communicate with them and hang out with them and get to know them better? If that's not your reality right now, then I think it only makes sense to focus on new people, because new people might be your reality. Maybe you're seeing people at work. Maybe you are meeting people through mutual friends. Maybe you're in an environment where you're going to activities or doing meetups and there are different things happening. You can meet new people. Really focus on what you're capable of now. If you can't get to your old crush and you can't talk to them, it's just not a realistic possibility right now, it's okay to shelf that and to focus on just building up your skills so that when you have the opportunity to talk to the old crush, you can make it, make it the best interaction that you can. Yes, Donna said, no one is a therapist there. We can only give advice on things we've gone through. Absolutely, guys. On that note in the Discord, we do have a subreddit, by the way, Batman. You should definitely check it out. If someone can link the subreddit, just drop the link in there. The thing about the Discord is that none of us are trained professionals. We're all just people trying to figure it out. So if someone gives you advice, or if someone doesn't know what to say in advice, to give you advice, I think it's important to recognize that we're all just people trying to figure it out, that what we can offer each other is a listening ear, or empathy, or just kindness, or just understanding as best as we can. That's what I think ultimately communities provide, right? Communities don't have to be people that have all the answers. It could just be people you could turn to share. And that's ultimately what I want our Josh Speaks community to really revolve around, being a place where people can turn to each other and share. But on that note, guys, I think you know what time it is. Who knows what time it is? Does anyone know what time it is? I think I know what time it is. It is time for our mindful moment. Thank you guys again. I really enjoyed this live stream. I love doing Q&As and talking to you guys and just shooting the breeze and answering questions and stuff. And I hope you guys will check out the guides. I hope you guys find it helpful and interesting as well. Now it is time for our mindful moment. So for those of you that don't know, here's my meditation bell. It's a little warm because it's been sitting in the sun there. Thank you again, Azim, for the $5 super chat. I hope that was helpful, man. What I want to do is to take 10 seconds here to reflect on what we heard and what we talked about in this live stream. We went in a bunch of different directions. We talked about trust. We talked about talking to your crush. We talked about openness. We talked about starting conversations. We talked about being around your crush's friends, all these different things. I want you to really think deeply about something that maybe you heard that I said or someone shared in the comments that stuck out to you, something that resonated with you. And I want you to take that information in and realize that we are all on this mission through life to figure out who we are and to find our place and purpose. So let's take 10 seconds, let's close our eyes, and let's think deeply about what our place and our purpose is. Where do we want to be? How do we want to carry ourselves? And what type of life do we want to lead? Let's think deeply about that, guys, for 10 seconds. Let's warm up the bell. Let's close our eyes. Thank you guys so much for being a part of this live stream. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope my answers were helpful. If you haven't already, hit the thumbs up on it. If you're watching the replay, check out the videos listed over there. Now I'm about to go live over on Instagram for the Instagram after party. So make sure to follow me over on Instagram at the Josh Speaks. We're going to keep this party going, guys. I'm super excited to answer your questions and to just hang out with you like always, guys. Thank you again for being a part of the live stream, and I will catch you next time. Check out the guides. Check out the guides. As always, love and peace. See you guys then.